Greetings, viewers and subscribers.
Yeah, watch Popeye's mama. Where I watch?
So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button as also.
We give you the facts, it's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I think? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
The first verse of the national anthem. It goes like this. Sing with me. Yeah man, stand up. Anywhere you are right now, get up and stand up. Stand at attention. You can stand at ease. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guard us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. So, here's some I know when I was singing the chorus. Boom.
Mr. Genius, without a burden, I can save
I'm next in line for my blessing. I am already blessed. Are you? Morning. How to do? How are you doing? Good morning, Annette, Cardell Clunis, Cardell Forrester, the man behind Faros Auto, Arside, Mervylin, Marley Babe, Chanel, Unruly, Rookie, Velma, Nicholas, Tina, Chanel, Millicent, Annette, Tennis, Leon, Nicholas, Keisha Not Nice, Velenique, Marva Lee, Suzette, J.R. Mendet, Andrea Thompson, Andrea Fenty, Nashel. Daniel, Wagwan, my brother. Echo in the building. Wagwan. Big up on us. Sharon. What's up, Sharon, my sweet friend from way back? Wagwan, Sharon. Big up yourself. Sheena, Mystics, Juliet, Prezi, Paul. What that? Ketiora, big up yourself, big up yourself. Karen, Warren, big up yourself, Warren, big up yourself, sir. This man, what you say? Marvel is asking if I'll bring back the doctor. You know, we had an arrangement with the doctor, but yeah, we are working on it. We are working on it. And we are coming back with some immigration matters also. All right. Angela, Wagwan Angela, me nice, clean, big woman, Angela. Today is your birthday. Angela, Wagwan, North Carolina. Today is your birthday, Angela. Today, a your birthday. Your children. Where's the Sharon? You go down and see me? Sharon, when was that? Didn't I see you in the Christmas holidays, man? Come on, Sharon. No Christmas, me see you, Sharon. Can't be Wagwan. Oh, you go down after that? Well, you know the thing going on, Sharon. We have to up and about, you know? We have to do all about you already. Ian, Wagwan. But Angela, today is your birthday. Today is your birthday. Let's hope that today you are going to be having a wonderful birthday. Your children and all your relatives, they're asking us to wish you a happy birthday today. Let's hope that today you are going to be having a wonderful birthday. And may you live to see a whole heap more. Right? Angela, my big woman friend, big up yourself. All right? Enough respect. So, the Proverbs for today. The Proverbs for today. You see it on your screen? The Proverbs for today is, I know everything come from above is a blessing. The English translation, not everything that comes from above is a blessing. It means, say, you must enjoy those blessings which come from above, but do not be misled by deceivers who use their superior positions to dispossess the unfortunate. This quote emphasizes the importance of counting your blessings and recognizing the deceivers who misuse their positions to harm and otherwise. It suggests that while we should appreciate the positive aspects of life, we must be vigilant against those who exploit others for personal gain. This perspective encourages a mindset of gratitude and integrity, reminding us to focus on our blessings rather than being swayed by external influences. I know everything will come from above a blessing. You got it? Not everything what you see come from above is a blessing. Now, we have been talking about Manchester. Yes, like Bird. We have been talking about Manchester. And today, I'm going to be telling you about some well-known persons who come from the parish of, who were born in the parish of Manchester. I'm not going to get to capture everybody. So if me left out anybody, I saw the thing said. But I'm going to show you some well-known persons who are from Manchester. Let me take off that for the time being, so you can see Sharon good and proper. And let me remove the comments a little bit so you can see everybody. So I'm going to tell you who the people are. I'm going to be starting from the top left, go across, and then come at the start from the bottom left, go across. First up is Mr. Norman Washington Manley. Mr. Manley is the first, is a Jamaican national hero. He was a lawyer, and he was the founder for the People's National Party. He was born in 1893, and he passed away in 1969. So, Mr. Manley was born in the parish of Manchester. Beside Mr. Manley is Mrs. Daisy McFarlane Cook. She was the first black woman to qualify as a fellow of the Institute of Actuaries. Mrs. Daisy Cook. Beside Miss Daisy is Donovan Bailey. Now, Donovan Bailey, he was born in Manchester, but he migrated to Canada, and he's where he ran for Canada in the Olympics. He once held the world record. He once held the world record in the 100 meters. He had recorded 9.84 seconds to become the Olympic champion in 1996. He was the first Canadian to legally break the 100-meter barrier in the 100 meters. To break the 10-second barrier, sorry about that, in the 100 meters. Remember that Ben Johnson did do it before, but they later banned him. So Ben Johnson was not legal when he broke the 10-second barrier. But Donovan Bailey was the first Canadian to break the 10-second barrier for 100 meters. Next beside Donovan is Elaine Thompson-Herah. Elaine was out for a while. She's now back. Beside Elaine is Kemoy Campbell. Now, Kemoy, he's a long-distance runner. I remember that he was running in about 2018 or 2019. And he collapsed in New York, and there was an appeal for assistance. I'm not sure what is happening with him now, but that's Kemoy. Beside Kemoy is Nesta Carter. Now, Nesta was a part of Jamaica's was a Jamaican 100-meter sprinter. And Nesta, he ran in the Olympics, in the World Championships. He never get gold, but he helped us to win some gold medals in the 4x100 meters sprint. Beside Nesta is Charmaine Crooks. Now, Charmaine, she was born in Manchester, but she migrated to Canada. She was a sprinter and a middle distance runner. She's now a sports executive and businesswoman in Canada. Beside Charmaine is everybody's sweetheart, Sharon Simpson. I can tell you, say, Sharon, even though she wasn't winning, she might have get some silver and some bronze in the 100 meters and the 200 meters. Everybody loves Sharon. Everybody loves Sharon. At the bottom of the screen, from left to right, is Tony Rebel. Now we all know Tony Rebel is a musician and he's the promoter for Rebel Salute. I understand Rebel Salute will be in Florida, in the Fort Lauderdale area, in South Florida next month. So that's Tony Rebel. Beside Tony Rebel is Garnet Silk. Now, Garnet Silk and Tony Rebel used to par back in the day. And That is how Garnet's 20 Rebel started Rebel Salute with, I think him and Garnet Silk has something to do with him starting Rebel Salute. Garnet Silk was killed because him and a businessman's son, they were there playing with a shotgun. The businessman was a licensed firearm holder. The son took out him shotgun and was playing with it. And then go squeeze off. And the round that was squeezed off. Because the while you say Garnet Silk dead in a fire, you know. Enough people afraid to say exactly what happened at that fire. But investigations revealed that the son and Garnet Silk were there tying with the man's shotgun. A round went off and the round hit a gas cylinder and there was an explosion. And that's how Garnet Silk died. Beside Garnet Silk is Luciano, one of reggae's ambassador. Luciano, big singer. But you know, there was a dip in Luciano's career, you know, because years ago, the police shot and killed that guy. Forgot his name. Name slipped me, I know. But it is said that he was bodyguarding Luciano, or they were very good friends. Something to that effect. But as a result of that incident, and the fact that Luciano, a man who had preached all these things, was known to be sparring, to be having that guy around him, in career kind of took, but Luciano, very, very good singer. But Luciano, I can't tell you something about Luciano, you know. That man you have pitney all about, you know. I carry a story about one of his sons that he have in Westmoreland. That son was at a car wash across from the Unity Primary School. And a policewoman carried her car there to have it washed. And it was one of Luciano's son. Take away the car, but I think he was working at the car wash or something to the effect. But didn't take away the policewoman car driveway. And it was around, I think up Roaring River way. Them find him in the car later on. And take the car from him. That was one of but Luciano is a man who have pitney all about. You know? Beside Luciano is dancehall artist Shensia. And despite what anybody wants about Shensia, very good artist. And she has been doing good and the international scene. Very good artist. Beside Shensia, I'm talking about all who were born in Manchester. Beside Shensia is Heavy D. Now, Heavy D's correct name is Dwight Arrington Myers. He was a rapper. Heavy D was born in May 1967 in Mandeville. But he died on November 8, 2011, when he was 40 years old. He died in Los Angeles, California. Beside Heavy D is Byron Lee. And we all know about Byron Lee and the Dragonaires. You know? Sing some very good songs, and he was the band leader. Byron Lee was the band leader. Byron Lee was born on June 27, 1935 in Christiana, Manchester. But he died on November 4, 2008 when he was 73 years old. Beside Byron Lee is reggae artist Ijaman Levi. He's a reggae musician. Beside Ijaman Levi is one of my favorite DJs, General Degree. Yeah, man. I remember when General Degree come out to the song, you know, Granny, why stop call up my name? Granny, you remember that song there? General Degree. And behind General Degree is guitarist Mr. Ernie Ranglin. Mr. Ranglin is now 93 years old. He was born in 1932 in the parish of Manchester. Yeah, man, every day pass away too soon. Remember me tell you. But if you never know, you know now. And I'm sure there are others, but women no capture. And if any of you are still alive and say, how the one Papa left me out, my apologies. But these are the names I could have come up with last night. All right? They were born in the parish of Manchester. So, that. All right? So, let's move on to today's newspaper review. Let's move on to the newspapers. Let me go over to Nationwide. The protest was held yesterday in Hannah. A protest was held in Hannah of Melissa Silvera, and I made some comments yesterday. A peaceful protest in honor of Melissa Silvera's life was underway at Emancipation Park in Kingston. The protest is being held, or was being held, by family and friends of Melissa. The gathering was being organized to publicly reject social norms and legislation gaps that continue to leave Jamaican women and girls vulnerable to gender-based violence. Melissa was found dead at her home in St. Andrew in November 2023. Now, there are some of the women who were demonstrating. I am told that Sharon Hay Webster was also present. Now, Sharon Hay Webster was a member of the PNP. She was an MP. And she had a falling out with the PNP. And she switched over to the JLP. I am also being told that this was being funded by a senior member of the JLP. This protest action. Now, it is all good and well and good to protest. But you see, like I said yesterday, let me show you what I talk about. Because you're seeing that on your screen, right? You're seeing that photo on your screen. Look at my photo. You see that? You see that? You women, I understand you have a list of names. I understand you have a list of names who you said you were also seeking justice for them. But her name was not there. Shantel, her name was not there. She was killed and dumped in a precipice. She was killed and dumped in a precipice. Her husband, Shane McCullough, was the last person to have seen her or to have been seen with her. When he found out that her body was found, he left to Canada with the children. You women who were protesting, seeking justice for Melissa yesterday. What do you mean by justice? What do you mean by justice? Because Melissa's killer was held. He was charged. He has been in jail since he was charged. He has pleaded guilty for a lesser offense and he will be sentenced on Friday. So what kind of justice you talk about? What kind of justice you talk about? The sentencing? And that you call justice? Because her killer was held. Her killer was arrested and charged. Her killer has been in jail. No judge no give him no bail. Her killer will be pleaded guilty to a lesser offense. Her killer will be sentenced on Friday. So what kind of justice you are talking about? What about Shantel Blake McCullough, where her bones were found? Listen to me. You see this type of hypocrisy? You see them type of hypocrisy, yeah? No wrong with you wanting justice for Melissa. But when you take on the little political connotation in it, when it, because Shantel come from upper one little country place up so. Mervylin, what you mean by you not think of him? Mervylin, me not go look for nobody else I say, you know. Because Mervylin, everybody have their own agenda, you know. Mervylin, me not go over this, you know. How we cannot think of him killer when he plead guilty for it? And him have one of the best. Look here. Jolie and Sylvia have one of the best lawyers in Jamaica. Peter Champagne. And he not cheap. He not cheap. Me not go look on that, Mervylin. Him not cheap. Everybody have their own agenda. Not everybody. Some people have their own agenda, Mervylin. We ain't loan some of my virgin, but me not go look on certain things. What me I say is, where is the justice for Shantel? Where are you females seeking justice for Shantel? When Shantel's sister was out campaigning for justice for her sister, her twin sister. When Shantel's sister was out there campaigning for justice, where were Uno? Where were Uno? Because what? She come from a country one little place up so? And because her husband was the managing director for one of the big companies who get some big government contract. Uno couldn't talk about that? Or because our husband might have some political friends where in our next party what Uno support? Eh? Look, listen to me. Listen to me. If Uno can go seek justice, protest, you know, seek justice for Shantel, Uno are nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. And it was said that over 2,000 women will be marching yesterday. But when some people realized what was really happening, only a few went out. Only a few. Because, listen to me. If I can't even say what I want to say. Because it's a morning show. It's a morning show. But you see, that little hypocrite thing here. That little hypocrisy thing you want to go on with. Because Shantel, I want black girl from up in the hills. Not true. And because Shantel husband and Fiona friend, them a friend, not true. Or Shantel husband and Fiona husband, them a friend, not true. If you no can demonstrate, may I try zoom in on the list there, may I try get the list of names we want to have. Because me I'm most sure say that list of names they want to have on them placard, they say justice for them as well. Me sure say Shantel name not upon it. Me sure say Shantel Blake McCullough's name is not on it. Too much hypocrisy. Too much hypocrisy. I've been talking about Shantel for oh so long. None of you know. None of you know what come out now. I say you seek justice. What do you call justice? What is justice? Most time people are seek justice. Them come out and say them are protest, so them are seek justice because the police they don't do nothing. The police they don't take no action and all these things. Jolie and Sylvia was arrested and charged for murder. Isn't that what justice is? Jolie never get no bail. He has been in jail since. Isn't that justice? He pleaded guilty and he will be sentenced on Friday. We might not like the sentence we will get. But not that a justice in my book. when somebody do something, justice is not getting them arrested and getting them prosecuted and getting them stay in a jail and all these things. Are that a justice? So what kind of justice you seek again? When there are so many other women who were killed by their spouse or otherwise, and you keep silence. You keep silent. Eh? And then you come out now, but you not talk about you seek justice for Melissa. Melissa did not deserve to be killed. She did not deserve to die the way she did. And I said over and over, say me hope say her killer husband no come out of prison. Me went as far as to say, me hope say him dead in a prison. So this is not even about that. This is about hypocrisy. This is about being hypocrites. Can't stay silent when one uptown girl, where her one upper country girl, where her husband and feel no friend them a friend. Uno keep silent. And that me I talk about. Uno is a set a hypocrite, and I say it without any fear of contradiction and without any fear. Uno are a set of hypocrites. Uno keep silent when it please uno, and uno come out and attack now when it please uno. Justice for all, not for one. Uno is a set of hypocrite. And I say that without any apology. Like it or not. Make we move on. Make we move on. Let's go over to the Jamaica Star. Body of 2-year-old, 2-month-old discovered in bucket of water. And the article is saying they were seeking her mother, but I am told that her mother is in hospital under police guard. I'll be carrying some more details on that later on. All right? Leoda Bradshaw, that is Leoda Bradshaw, I'm name. She's facing murder charge, but she was also charged for assault in jail. So they are saying that she was not brought to court yesterday. So the case was put off. At the previous hearing, an attempt for mediation failed because Leoda Bradshaw declined the mediation. So she reported that she was physically attacked by Gilchrist. Oh. So let me read it. When the matter was mentioned before acting Senior Parish Judge Janelle Nelson Gale in the St. Catherine Court, the court was told that Kilfa Gilchrist, Kilfa Gilchrist was charged for assaulting Leoda Bradshaw while they were in jail. Okay. So Leoda Bradshaw is in jail in connection with the 2023 murders of 27-year-old Toshina Pattison and her 10-month-old daughter, Saraya Palwell, the child of PNP Member of Parliament, Philip Palwell. I remember that Leoda Bradshaw, she used to be in the U.S. Navy, but I may tell you, A Jamaican was held in Antigua with 60 pounds of ganja. And according to the authorities in Antigua, he has been assisting them. A Jamaican man is now the center is now at the center of a major drug probe in Antigua after nearly 60 pounds of ganja were found in his luggage at the VC Bird International Airport. The 36-year-old Jamaican national is assisting investigators after lawmen swooped down on him during a joint operation last week. Well, it was on Sunday. Police in Antigua reported that officers from the narcotics department working alongside the K9 unit and customs enforcement carried out a coordinated interdiction at the airport when the seizure was made. During the operation, authorities reportedly discovered 1 black suitcase and 1 green suitcase containing 19 sealed packages of ganja. It worth 260,000 EC on the streets. A 38-year-old Jamaican man. There's a 36 up at top. There's a 36, yeah, so, okay. A 38-year-old Jamaican man was subsequently arrested and taken into custody in connection with the find. He is expected to be charged and brought before the court as investigations continue. Then how this past man to go be our Kingston Airport. I wonder which airport him. Because I airport in you know. So I airport to airport. So I wonder how this past Moby our Kingston Airport. I guess we'll soon hear more about that. But I carry this news. Monday night. A 5-year-old girl is suspected to have drowned in an open pit at home. So there she is, Rakima Williams. Tears flow in Rocky Point, Clarendon, on Sunday after a 5-year-old girl was found unresponsive inside an open pit at her home. Dead is Rakima Williams. According to the police, the child is believed to have fallen in an uncovered pit on the premises. It is understood that her mother was inside the house, but became alarmed when she could not find her daughter and began searching the yard. During the frantic search, the mother reportedly noticed that a stone, and I had said this, a stone that was normally used to secure a manual cover had been moved. When she checked, she made the heartbreaking discovery of Rakima's lifeless body inside the pit. And they had said that she jumped in the pit and took her out. The child was pulled from the water, and it was reported that water was seen oozing from her ears and her nose. She was rushed to hospital, where she was pronounced DEAD. The Star understands that Rakima is a relative of 3 people who were chopped to death in the community last year, December. Wow. 2 of those victims were laid to rest last week, Saturday, compounding the grief now facing the family. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Boy, I tell you, you know. Yes, the Ganja bus really sound like heads up for those involved. I don't know if I saw you got Jakes Brown. Remember, say it happened from Sunday, you know. So them release no, so it depends on the information what them have. It depends on the information what them have, you know. So I'm not gonna say that, you know. Anyway, I think I say enough about that already. I can't help myself. Mom badly hurting crash. Wants to hug her babies again. Althea Watkins. She was badly injured in an accident on February 19, Thursday, February 19. The crash has left Althea with a broken neck and severe spinal injuries. It is not nice because right now I am lying down helpless. The mother of 5 told the Star, and I was contacted by persons associated with Althea, and I am hoping to talk to her today because we are going to try and see how best we can assist her to be able to hug her 9-month-old baby again. She's from Petersfield in Westmoreland, and she has been a patient at KPH since Friday, February 20. The doctors diagnosed her with a fractured left hand, slipped spinal discs, a broken cervical spine, and neurological complications, including fluid buildup in the brain. She went on to say, if you touch me, I can identify the parts of the body you touch, but I cannot move. Last Saturday, doctors removed bone from her hip and inserted it in her neck in an emergency effort to stabilize the area and allow her to sit up and allow her to sit upright. However, she has been advised that she now requires full spinal stabilization surgery involving specialized hardware. That was just for me to sit up, she explained, of the first procedure. For the full surgery, I need the nuts and bolts and screws. Althea said the required surgical hardware and procedure are expected to cost approximately 6 million Jamaican dollars. Physiotherapy, medication, and rehabilitation will add to the overall expense. Although public health care in Jamaica carries no user fees, persons facing severe spinal injuries are sometimes forced to privately source costly, specialized surgical hardware when public hospitals do not have the implants readily available. While she battles physically, Althea said the emotional toll has been overwhelming. Her children, ages 18, 16, 12, 4, and 9 months, remain in hospital while she receives treatment in Kingston. Let me go down and see if there's any contact details. There's no contact detail, but I'm hoping to talk to her or somebody associated with her, because Althea used to sell at the Bluefields Beach. She has been selling at the Bluefields Beach for years, and she was out on the hustle for her and her children when she was heading back home when the accident took place. So I'm gonna try and get contact with her today because we really need to help her to, be able to go back to being able to provide for herself and her children. All right? Oh, yes. What tell me, Pastor, say, Why, oh boy. It's all right. Saturday night, we are reading all them things here, We are see about the device for read. Ex-boyfriend want to do, huh? What you say? Co-worker said that my wife is giving me bun. So co-worker inform. Why me I tell you? Let's move over to the Jamaica Observer. Hold on. Let me make sure the page is opening before I click on it. Okay. Jamaica Observer. Melissa's cost is now climbed to 1.9 trillion Jamaican dollars. That is what the damage for Hurricane Melissa, that the authorities are saying the cost is now at 1.95 trillion Jamaican dollars. Now the young reggae boys, the under 20, they beat Costa Rica by 1-0 to advance to the CONCACAF Boys Under 20 tournament. Jamaica qualified for the 2026 CONCACAF Under 20 Boys Championships after edging Puerto Rico 1-0 in their qualifiers. Round 1, Group B, top of the zone clash at the stadium in Curacao yesterday. The championships, which will be held July 25 to August 9 at a venue to be confirmed, and Jamaica must finish in the top 4 in order to qualify for the 2027 Under 20 FIFA World Cup. So Jamaica is on to the qualifiers, and Jamaica, they scored 28 goals in the zone without conceding any. Then drop one 9-0, then drop one 8-0, that was 16, then drop one 7-0. As I go. Yeah, man, Jamaica, them go really hard. Them go hard. So let's show them can take the winnings onto the next stage. You know? Let's hope. Big things are going down in the Middle East. Big things are going. Let me go over to Al Jazeera and show you some of what is happening. Because the Israeli military, they launched a new wave of attack on Iran. Watch this.
In Iran, there are reports of loud explosions in Tehran. Since Saturday, US and Israeli attacks have killed more than 780 people. A number of government buildings have been destroyed. Homes, hospitals, and a UNESCO heritage site have all been damaged in the widespread strikes. Tehran has launched multiple strikes on Israel, including in the Tel Aviv area. Iranian missile attacks have also been reported in central Israel. At least 11 people have been killed across the country since the conflict began. Towhead, we are, to start with, hearing of loud explosions there in the Iranian capital. What are you seeing? What are you hearing?
Well, actually, a few minutes ago, on my right, in the northeastern part of Iranian capital Tehran, we heard a massive sound of explosion. And of course, that is sort of continuation of Israeli and American campaign of...
So Israel, some new wave of attack are going. But persons are fleeing. Persons are fleeing, including Philippine workers. Watch this.
Manila's international airport may not be a hub, but it is the gateway for millions of Filipinos who are the lifeblood of the global workforce and the Philippine economy. Their annual remittances account for nearly 10% of the country's GDP. And about a quarter of them are in the Middle East, now caught in the widening conflict there. One of the first expats to be injured by retaliatory strikes by Iran was a Filipino worker in Kuwait's international airport, and one of the first killed was a Filipina caregiver in Israel who was assisting her ward to a bomb shelter when a shrapnel hit her. Now, her family has requested that her remains be brought back home, but officials here say that may not be possible for a while.
In due time, OFW Mary Ann will be home safely. But in the meantime, Admin PY and myself sent our teams already over to Pangasinan and for the family. And then our teams naman also in Tel Aviv are with hand-holding the husband through this difficult process.
In fact, no homecoming is expected at this airport anytime soon, at least from the Middle East. That much Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. admits, while also assuring the nearly 2.5 million Filipinos in the Middle East that there are teams on the ground already getting ready for eventual evacuation of those who requested to be repatriated, and there is a growing number of them whenever that becomes possible.
Ang assessment namin,
Our assessment is that it would be too dangerous to charter flights.
But while the war is taking place, you know, not every world leader, the Prime Minister for Spain, he has been hitting out at what Mr. Trump and Israel have been doing. Watch this.
Well, Spain's Prime Minister has doubled down on his criticism of the attack on Iran by the US and Israel, warning the conflict risks playing Russian roulette with the lives of millions. Pedro Sanchez was responding after US President Donald Trump threatened to cut trade with Madrid over its position on the conflict. The tensions between the two NATO allies have risen after Sanchez described the bombing of Iran as reckless and illegal. He's also barred US aircraft involved in the operation from using the Spanish naval and air bases.
Debemos aprender de la historia.
We should learn from history, and we can't play Russian roulette with the destiny of millions of people. The powers involved in this conflict should immediately stop the hostilities and rely on dialogue and diplomacy. And the rest of us should act in a coherent way, defending the same values that we defend when we talk about Ukraine, Gaza, Venezuela, and Greenland.
Well, Sonia Gallego joins us now from London, and obviously this is the strongest condemnation yet from a European leader against Donald Trump's conflict that he began against Iran. Can you just talk?
So let me go over to the Gleaner, because there's an article from Elizabeth Morgan, and her piece in today's Gleaner is titled "Democracy, Hypocrisy." Although over this past weekend, the United States and Israel attacked Iran and launched what could cause another global crisis, this column will address a matter which came up at the opening ceremony of the 50th CARICOM Heads of Government Conference last week. Both the Prime Ministers of Jamaica, the Honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, and Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa, referred to their support for democracy. Jamaica's Prime Minister, after his direct remarks about Cuba, went on to emphasize that Jamaica stood firmly for democracy, human rights, political accountability, and open market-based economies. The TNT Prime Minister pointed out that Cuba is not a democracy, as it does not have free and fair elections, and her country would not support dictatorships. Thus, she would not support Cuba. Now that there is a threat, our leaders are all acutely aware that Cuba is not a democracy. Let us look at this democracy hypocrisy. Countries which are considered full working democracies include, and she named out some countries. And she said, these countries have multi-party, free and fair elections, respect for the rule of law, freedom of the press, an active, engaged civil society, and their populations enjoy all the recognized rights and freedoms. Countries which are flawed democracies. Countries which are flawed democracies, meaning that there are deficiencies in the democratic processes, include, and she lists some other countries. About 59 countries are listed by various monitoring groups as not being democracies, just thus undemocratic. And the list include Cuba, Haiti, Russia, Vietnam, Egypt, Qatar, Rwanda, Ethiopia, North Korea, Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, among the group. No, she's saying Note that Barbados is the only CARICOM country listed as working democracy. Other Caribbean countries, including Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago, are listed as deficient or flawed democracies. Note that the United States is listed in this category as well. It is interesting that while CARICOM leaders are conscious of the democracy and free and fair elections, they overlooked the fact that they have diplomatic and economic cooperation relationships with countries other than Cuba in the third world, not democracies, but are absolute monarchies or autocracies. It's a good read. But she's saying that there is some democracy, hypocrisy taking place because some of the countries are talking about democracy when it suits them, and yet still they are they are sharing all kind of relationship with other countries who are listed as not being democratic, but yet still them bona fire upon Cuba. That's what she's saying. Let me go back over to the Jamaica Observer. Let me go back over to the... I tell you what, I can go over back to Nationwide. Let me move those hypocrites off the screen. Oil prices surging amid global conflict in the Middle East. The ongoing conflict in the Middle East is having a major impact on oil prices and global trade. Escalating hostilities involving Iran, Israel, and the United States have caused disruption of shipping through the Straits of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical energy corridors. So listen to this Shamai Michael report. Listen to this.
Before the outbreak of sustained military engagement, global oil markets...
Let me come back to it. Hold on a bit. Because this is important. Listen to this.
Before the outbreak of sustained military engagement, global oil markets...
Yes.
Before the outbreak of sustained military...
One second.
Before the outbreak of sustained military engagement, global oil markets were already trading at elevated but stable levels. In late February, Brent crude futures were hovering between approximately $71 and $72 per barrel, while West Texas Intermediate WTI was trading in the mid to high 60 range. Jamaica trades on the basis of the WTI pricing. These prices reflected underlying geopolitical tension, but no major supply disruptions at that time. Following the escalation and the effective halt of most commercial traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, oil markets reacted sharply. In the first trading sessions after the conflict widened, Brent crude surged by as much as 13%, climbing above $82 per barrel. It's the highest level since January 2025. West Texas Intermediate rose above $75 per barrel before easing slightly. The price surge reflects fears of a sustained supply shock. NBC's Christine Roman explains.
What happens to oil prices depends on what happens here in the Strait of Hormuz. It's a narrow waterway where about 20% of global oil passes through. And tonight, Iranian state media is saying Iran will set fire to any ship trying to pass through here. You can already see shipping there at a virtual standstill. Oil prices jump today, and every dollar that oil prices rise translates to about 2.5 cents for a gallon of gas. That means, for example, $10 spike in oil, 25 cents at the pump.
Energy analysts note that the disruption interjects a significant risk in the oil market as the traders assess the possibility that millions of barrels per day.
So that for that report. So you are going to do? We're going to close off. Although may I say may I leave dear pastor for Saturday night. I see exclusive media, you know. Exclusive media take out a dear pastor. I read the other day. Him take it and put it on TikTok and I realize him going over 70. You know, say exclusive media need to start give me some money. That guy whosoever behind that TikTok channel I make a bag of money off of Papa, you know. They need to start paying me, you know. But anyhow, go eat your food, yeah. A co-worker said that my wife is giving me bun. Here's what this husband is saying now. I would like to hear your opinion. I am in my mid-30s and I have 3 children with a woman. We have been living together for 5 years. We both surrendered our lives to the Lord. So you think? We were encouraged to get married. We did so last year, October, in a very simple ceremony. Since getting married, I have not looked at another woman. You look, man, but you're not lost. All right, me understand what you mean still. Women have thrown themselves at me, but I have resisted all of them. Okay, boss? Very well. It has not been easy for me, but I have not broken my vows. I cannot say that about my wife. She is an attractive woman. And there are times when I call at home and she's not there. I wondered if my wife was seeing somebody else, but she denied it. Rumor has it that there is a man who is always visiting her when I am not around. One of my wife's friends told me that she has not been faithful to me at all, and she can prove that Mr. Joe Grind. One of my wife's friends told me that she has not been faithful to me at all, and she can prove that Mr. Joe Grind is taking care of my wife because he happens to be fair brother. She said people have seen her with this other guy. Hold on there. Hold on. Let me put that back so what I did. That me realize let me take off. Anyhow, let me continue to read this star. She said people have seen her with this other guy, that a fair brother. I did not believe her, but she said she would prove it to me. So one day, she came to work. We work at the same place. She showed me a bag and told me to open it. When I opened it, I saw 4 panties. She said her brother gave her money to buy them for my wife. And I asked her why her brother would do that. And she said, because your wife is my brother's side chick. But please no call my name. This woman asked me if I would take the panties to my wife and behave as if she was sending them, but I refused to take them. You know, work with the program, party. Work with the program and see what going on, man. All that I earn goes to my wife, and I cannot believe that she is cheating. I asked my co-worker what she thinks I am doing wrong. She said that my wife complains that I am too boring in a bed. I have become a very unhappy man, and I don't know what to do. Please help me. Pastor said, I rather suspect that it is hard for a man who is doing his best to support his children and his wife to realize that his wife has another man in her life and has declared to that man that life is boring with her husband. Therefore, she needs him. Your co-worker is rather brave to tell you that the man your wife has as a lover is her brother. But why should I say that she's brave? I think she's sorry for you. I remember years ago that a very prominent Jamaican told me a story I will never forget. He said he knew a man who has been having an affair with a woman. He went to his brother and I told him. He went to his brother and told him, I know my wife is having an affair, but I don't know with whom. I can't put my hand on the situation, but I know it is happening. His brother asked him, you truly want to find out? He said, yes. His brother said, I can prove it to you. The brother told him exactly what to do and where he should go. He obeyed his brother and they set up the whole thing. When he went to the place, he saw his wife and his brother are doing it. His brother was having sex with his sister-in-law. This is a terrible world. I need not tell you that the marriage ended right there. But he and his brother got along. This was a wicked man who was having sex with his brother's wife. And she was just as iniquitous. I am trying to say that in your case, you don't have to prove that your wife is being unfaithful to you because your co-worker has told you that her brother is the bonner man. It is for you to believe or not to believe. But I will simply say, it is time for you to talk to a liar. I will stop right there. They were never take the panty them and go gear and see the reaction if you did want to know the truth. Eh? The lady come to you and I tell you a thing. Take the panty and go gear, no, sir. And see how she go react. And that will give you proof. That's one thing in a Shanda. But if him the take, you say the co-worker might have something against the wife and he might try prove something. But the wife, the co-worker come to him and say, my brother, tell me if you buy 4 panty for your wife. If you want to know if it's true, take the panty and go give her. And tell her, say, me give her the panty if you give her. And see how she would react. And him never do it. He could have more than prove a thing this way, you know. And see the reaction. Eh? If you want to prove, if you want to prove a thing, you can prove it. That this was some terrible advice Pastor gave. Well, that is one view. That is one view. Your co-worker chat too much. Yes, friends. Yeah, Pastor said the co-worker might have sorry for him. He might have go so. He might not go so. She might have just sorry for him for true. I know must say go, but it's possible to say I can't say go, not true. But boy, bun is a nice thing, you know. Bun is not a nice thing. If you know, so the man that works so hard. I invest in his wife and him and the children. You know? That sister, a traitor. What if the husband had killed her brother? Echo. Hey. Echo. Echo. Me sorry, me can't play that in the morning, yeah, Echo. Me sorry. But the sister, the man saying ask the sister, you know, what is it? And the wife tell our brother say the man is boring in a bed. So apparently, she want King Papa Lick and all these things. Anyhow, Saturday night we talk about that. My viewers and my subscribers, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing the videos. Thanks for telling a friend to tell a friend. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with more. We'll be dropping another video today. And if you never watched yesterday's video, I implore you to go back and watch it. In the meantime, live, love, laugh. Blessed love, everybody.
From the hills to the town, we bring the link. Straight facts, no mix up, no gimmick, no wing. You tune in now, get the real insight. Cause Papa News Link lights in up.
Papa News Link, yeah, we tell it how it is. Jamaican vice, truth in all the biz. Click it, share it, every little click count news with the vibes. That we announce.